Good afternoon, and welcome to the City of Lock Haven. My name is Joel Long. I'm the mayor of Lock Haven, and I'd like to recognize a few important folks in the room with us today. We have Chief Matthew Rickard from Lock Haven City Police Department. We've got Colonel Paris from the State Police. There we are. We've got DA Dave Strauss, Sheriff Kerry Stover, County Commissioners Jim Russo, Jeff Snyder, and Angela Harding. We have council members Stevenson and Conklin and Missouri, and there's one more, Tammy Brannon is here as well. And we're really excited to have Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis and Governor Shapiro here. Thank you for coming. I'm thrilled to have you all here today to recognize the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency has had on various communities across the Commonwealth, including the city of Lock Haven. In this city, we work hard to grow the quality of life for all residents by making safe spaces to live, work, and play. Investing in the police department continues to be a priority as we work to ensure safety for residents, businesses, and visitors in the city of Lock Haven. Today, we recognize the impact of the PCCD grants right here in Lock Haven and throughout the Commonwealth. The city of Lock Haven has been fortunate to receive multiple grants from the PCCD over the past few years, with the most recent grant awards covering a wide range of projects. This past October, the city received awards for recruitment incentives, equipment related to National Incident-Based Reporting System compliance efforts, and the purchase of tasers for various law enforcement agencies in Clinton County. These are just a small sample of the wide range of awards from the PCCD occurring every year, and is a testament to the Commission's initiative to respond to the needs of local law enforcement. Without the help of grant funding, small cities like ours would struggle to keep officers properly equipped for duty. We're grateful to have the support of the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, and Governor Shapiro as we continue to invest in every corner of local law enforcement. I'd like to introduce to you next Chief Matthew Rickard. Matthew Rickard is the current City Chief of Police and moved into the position in 2023 after serving on the force himself. The Chief has extensive experience in all realms of protecting the public, including military service, various roles in law enforcement, and of course his newest role as our Chief of Police. Matt?
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Again, I'm Matthew Rickard, Chief of the Lock Haven City Police Department. Over the past few years, our department has struggled with recruitment and retention of officers. We have continually operated below a full complement, causing delays in response times and impacting residents. Open positions were left unfilled as applicants did not meet the requirements of employment, which included the Act 120 certification. In October of 2024, the City of Lock Haven received grant funding from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency to support recruitment of officers. Funds from the program will be used to reimburse costs associated with the Act 120 training. At first notification of the award, we advertised the position with the incentive included. We received a record number of applicants, many of whom were interested in the position before, but did not have the means to obtain their Act 120 certification. The funding opened doors for applicants who were met with barriers in previous application cycles. We're thankful for the support of the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania as we work to build a full complement of officers and in turn support the residents and the city of Lock Haven. I'd like to take this time to introduce Colonel Christopher Paris. Colonel Paris is the current commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. Colonel Paris began his career in the Pennsylvania State Police in 1999 as a trooper. He joins us today to recognize the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's investment in local law enforcement. Colonel?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Governor, for your leadership
and your unwavering commitment to keeping communities safe across Pennsylvania. It's an honor to be here today at the Lock Haven Police Department, a department that exemplifies the effectiveness of state and local partnerships in protecting our neighborhoods and ensuring the safety of all Pennsylvanians. Public safety is the foundation of strong communities. Over the past 2 years, under this administration's leadership, the Pennsylvania State Police has made significant strides to enhance our ability to serve, protect, and adapt to an ever-evolving set of needs in our Commonwealth. Today, I'd like to highlight a few of those accomplishments, which reflect our shared mission to keep our communities safe. With the governor's support, we've worked to expand our ranks by hiring more troopers to serve the growing needs of our state. By eliminating the college requirement, we've opened the door to a more diverse and talented pool of candidates, ensuring our force reflects the communities we serve. PSP has received more than 10,000 applicants to become state troopers thus far in the Shapiro administration. Through the current budget, Governor Shapiro has invested in 4 new PSP cadet classes, allowing for the addition of nearly 400 new troopers. Early last year, we began construction on a new Pennsylvania State Police Academy in Hershey, a facility designed to prepare the next generation of troopers to meet the challenges of modern law enforcement. Once completed in 2028, this state-of-the-art facility will include features like an outdoor tactical village and advanced training spaces, ensuring our troopers are equipped to keep communities safe for decades to come. Technology is critical in modern policing. Over the past year, we've equipped our troopers with body-worn cameras and upgraded mobile video recorders in our patrol vehicles. These tools not only enhance accountability, but also improve our ability to protect and serve the public effectively. Since Governor Shapiro took office, we've made a concerted effort to invest in our fleet of department vehicles. Through this effort, we have greatly reduced the number of vehicles being driven with over 100,000 miles on them and introduced new Dodge Durangos and Chevy Tahoes, which we'll be seeing or hopefully have seen out in your communities. These new vehicles will allow us to keep up with challenging demands that law enforcement faces. They are better equipped for modern policing, offering improved functionality and features to help our troopers respond effectively. The partnerships between state and local law enforcement is at the heart of our efforts to keep communities safe. The Lock Haven Police Department is a shining example of this collaboration, having utilized grant funding from this administration to hire additional officers and enhance public safety right here in their community. Governor, thank you for your steadfast support of public safety, for investing in the people, tools, and resources we need to fulfill our mission. Together, we are making a real difference in the lives of Pennsylvanians, ensuring that our communities remain safe, vibrant, and resilient. It's now my pleasure to introduce Commissioner Harding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm here to just talk to you a little bit about how impactful the governor's funding through PCCD has been for county government. The funding from the governor's office has immensely impacted county departments and allowed our team to be effective at their job and provide the community with the highest standard of professionalism. In 2024 alone, over $323,000 was awarded to Clinton County departments, $140,000 to our probation department, and $183,000 to the Clinton County Prison. Both Chief Probation Officer Jason Foltz and Warden Angela Hoover, who are not here today, deserve all the credit for applying for those grants and exemplifying the need in our community. Ultimately, these grants help offset costs for county taxpayers, and they help us as commissioners keep the budget line intact. In addition to the dollars direct to county departments, there are also PCC dollars that go to other agencies and organizations that indirectly benefit Clinton County, and one example of that is through the West Branch Drug and Alcohol Commission and through the LEDI program. And so $200,000 has been able to also come into Clinton County in 2024 just through that program, aside from the dollars that came in directly to county government. So in total, in 2024, Governor Shapiro and his team have been able to put just over $500,000 into Clinton County through his commitment to crime and helping small communities and counties like ours combat that crime. I speak for myself and my fellow commissioners when I say Clinton County government is very appreciative of Governor Shapiro and his administration's focus and helping us, and most recently the city of Lock Haven and the amazing team that they have here with Manager Wilson, Abby Roberts, Casey, and City Council. And most importantly, probably for all of us, is to thank the men and women whose careers are a chosen sacrifice every day for the safety of the people in our communities. Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis.
Well, first, I want to thank Commissioner Harding for that warm introduction and for all the hard work her and her fellow commissioners do in county government. The governor and I did brief stints in our career both in county government, and so we know that's where the rubber really meets the road. Mayor Long, thank you for welcoming us here today, and Chief Riker, thank you for your hard work in keeping this community safe. When the governor and I first got elected, I was honored when he asked me to lead the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency to make sure we're driving resources out to keep our community safe. That is my #1 priority as your lieutenant governor, to make sure that every community has the right to both be safe and feel safe. My path to public service started when I was in high school and there was a shooting on the block that I lived in with my family. And since that time, I've been working to reduce gun violence in our communities and make sure our communities are safer. Too often, people want to say that gun violence is just a Pittsburgh problem or a Philadelphia problem. And as people in this community know well, a mass shooting can happen anywhere. And unfortunately, gun violence is an American problem, but it is a problem that we can and we must do something about it. Every Pennsylvanian, whether you live in a small college town, a suburb, a big city, every person deserves to have that right and that foundation for safety and security in their communities. When Pennsylvanians don't feel safe in their communities and we're not meeting that basic sense of security, we can't thrive as a Commonwealth. It's going to take a comprehensive approach to make our communities safer. And I want you to know the governor and I are laser focused on making sure that happens here in Pennsylvania. Police officers will be the first ones to tell you that we can't police our way out of this problem. We need to invest in community-based groups that are doing the work day in and day out to prevent gun violence and to make sure we're getting the resources to those as well. We need to make sure we're investing in mental health resources and good schools for all of our kids and workforce development programs, all of the things that get at the root cause of violence in our communities. And we also need to make sure we're investing in our law enforcement agencies to help them do the difficult job that they're tasked with in keeping our communities safe. That's why the governor and I are here today to highlight the work we're doing here in Lock Haven, but also all across our great Commonwealth, to help the state police and the local police departments bring in high-quality recruits, train them and give them the tools and technology that they need to close cases. At PCCD, we've provided more than $3 million in grants to local law enforcement agencies to help them fill nearly 700 vacant positions across the Commonwealth. We've also delivered nearly $6 million in grant funding to help local law enforcement agencies to modernize and become compliant with the FBI's new crime reporting systems. As we help more local police departments get on the new system, we'll have more accurate, robust, and real-time data that can be shared and analyzed. Across the state, we're seeing the results from the investments we've been making in our short time in office. We're making real progress. In many of our major cities, we're seeing reductions in homicides and gun violence. I'm proud of the work we're doing at PCCD and the work that PSP and local police departments are doing every day in our communities. But we have to keep our foot on the gas and keep making smart investments that are making our communities safer. I'd like to introduce now the man who truly embodies the phrase, all gas, no brakes. Somebody who gets up every single day and believes in getting stuff done for the good people of Pennsylvania. My governing partner, our governor, Josh Shapiro.
The all gas, no brakes is true. That's why the colonel didn't let me drive anymore. But listen, it is great to be back in Lock Haven, and I want to say it's special for me to be here with the LG. He and I are working so hard crisscrossing this Commonwealth. It's rare we get to actually be physically together somewhere outside the Capitol. And I just want you all to know, not only is he a great governing partner and my closest sounding board, he's also a guy who is leading PCCD and so many other efforts of our administration forward with diligence, with hard work, and with real results. And so, Pennsylvania, you're fortunate to have Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis. I'm proud to have you as my partner.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to say to the Chief, thanks for welcoming us here. And hopefully this is the last time I'll be in this building, because we're going to have a nice, beautiful building across the street next year. Right, I hope, Chief? You're the Chief. Hey, yeah, hopefully soon. And I want to say a special thanks to your commissioners who are here. The LG referenced this before. I used to serve as a county commissioner. I know that that is where the rubber meets the road in so many ways. And I appreciate the work you're doing. I appreciate the work you do in concert with your DA, who I worked with when I was Attorney General, your sheriff, and others who work to make sure those who are in need get the resources that they deserve and keep us safe all throughout Clinton County. So really just want to tell you how much I appreciate it. It is good to be back in this community. And I will tell you, one of the great honors I have is serving as the 48th governor of Pennsylvania is the ability to not just sit in that office in the Capitol, but most importantly, to get out of that office and travel all across Pennsylvania, something I do multiple times each week. And what's so striking is rural, urban, suburban communities, no matter how different the terrain looks, or sometimes no matter how different the people look in that community, the truth is, if you spend the time not just listening to folks, but hearing what's on their mind, folks are all kind of asking for basically the same four things. They want really good schools for their kids and their grandkids. They want safe streets to be able to walk down and communities to live in. They want economic opportunity in the neighborhoods that they love, right? They don't want to have to go somewhere else for opportunity. They want to be in the community maybe where they were raised, or they're raising their kids or their grandkids, and we owe it to them for that. And they want government to protect their rights and freedoms, and oftentimes also just get out of their way and let them live their lives. I take that to heart, and those lessons I've learned as I've traveled not just through Clinton County, but all 67 of our counties. That is what has motivated our work in the Shapiro Davis administration. And that is what has led to us solving serious problems that have existed for decades and investing serious capital in trying to meet those needs. You know, I'm proud of the fact that we've been able to bring Democrats and Republicans together to solve these big problems that have been vexing lawmakers for literally political generations. I think you know this, but I think it bears repeating. I'm one of the only governors in the whole country with a divided legislature. That means we've got a Senate led by Republicans, a House led by Democrats, and what it means is I literally can't get a bill to my desk unless it's been supported by Democrats and Republicans. And you know what? Notwithstanding that division in government, we've gotten a whole lot done. We've solved some big problems. I mean, we've known for years that we've had an unconstitutional education system in Pennsylvania, just to give you one example. The court ruled it so. Everybody in this room has known it forever. Lawmakers for years punted that problem. We got together, and in just my first 2 years as governor, Republicans and Democrats agreed on a new funding formula and historic increases in public education. Clinton County has benefited from that. We've known for years that every time we have a budget, the Commissioner of State Police and the Secretary of the Department of Transportation literally had to fight over the same funding pot. We decoupled our roads and bridges and our state police funding, which means now we've got more funding for the state police. And by the way, we repaired more bridges than any other state in the entire country last year. I'm damn proud of that fact, because we're able to solve a problem that existed for quite some time. Or how about every elected official knows this here? You travel around, you listen to seniors. They would tell you how hard it is to live in a fixed income in their homes, right? They needed just a little bit of a break. And for 20 years, lawmakers talked about expanding the property tax rent rebate. We got it done in my first 6 months in office. Democrats and Republicans working together. You go back and you think about those 4 pillars I talked about, right? Schools, safety, economic opportunity, protecting our freedoms. I want to focus on safety this morning, this afternoon, here in my remarks. We know that really that is central to a community being able to make progress. Knowing that you can live a life with safety around you, as the Lieutenant Governor referenced before. People have a right to be safe and feel safe in their communities. And oftentimes they look to the local police department, as they do here in Lock Haven. And you'll note that they will take pride in the fact that there will be a new headquarters opened up next year, a place where they know there are people on the beat every day working hard to keep them safe. We want to invest in that because we believe in the kind of work that's being done in local police departments like Lock Haven. It's why we have understood when we've listened to police chiefs across the state, they were having challenges recruiting new officers and challenges retaining them. And so we established, with Democratic and Republican support, a new fund that would allow a police chief to be able to get those dollars and use that to retain police officers. You benefited from 2 of those grants here in Lock Haven. We also know that the technology is critically important to helping solve open cases. I know your DA understands that probably better than anybody in this room. And we've invested in the technology of this police department to allow you to keep people safe by solving these open crimes. It's really important that we invest in our local police. As a result of all of those investments in municipal police, we've helped chiefs be able to recruit and retain 700 municipal police officers across Pennsylvania. We also know, and one of the reasons I wanted to be here today is because Clinton County is a community that relies on local full-time municipal police. I think you're the only one here in Clinton County and Lock Haven, but you also rely on the state police. And that is under the leadership of Colonel Paris, who does an extraordinary job across the state. And you're in good hands with Troop F right here in Clinton County. We have known for many years we need to invest more in the Pennsylvania State Police. And on a bipartisan basis, we've come together to do just that. I mentioned before we've been able to help fund the recruitment and retention of 700 municipal police officers. Well, we've also been able to secure 800 slots for new Pennsylvania State Police troopers. That's extraordinary. It's going to help Troop F, and it's going to help troops all across our Commonwealth, growing the ranks of the Pennsylvania State Police to work in concert with our municipal police officers. We know that while they complement the important work being done here in Lock Haven, they are the front lines in a big swath of Clinton County. And so we're really proud of the work that Colonel Paris and his folks are able to do as a result of us coming together and prioritizing funding for the Pennsylvania State Police. So all told, we have been able to secure funding for 1,500 more law enforcement officers in just my first 2 years in office. About 700 on the municipal level, about 800 for state police. And we have to keep on going. I made a commitment to do this on the campaign trail, and we're making good on that commitment that we made to the good people of Pennsylvania. Now, I know that the chief and others understand that the police are one piece of helping make us safe. Clinton County Emergency Services were able to earn a $500,000 state grant to help upgrade their emergency communications equipment. That's critically important. $15,000 in a grant to fire and EMS through the Office of the State Fire Commissioner for Lock Haven EMS. We secured $60 million statewide for our county 911 services. And without your commissioners even saying a word, I know they want more for their 911 funding. And we're going to do our best to deliver that as we go forward, right? I heard that. And what the Lieutenant Governor referenced before, which I think is critically important, is we have been able to increase funding for violence prevention initiatives by 40% statewide. Why is that important? Because we understand the need to have strong, robust police in your community. We also understand the need to get that young person and mentor them so they never turn to crime in the first place. They never turn to violence in the first place. To partner with our churches and our schools and our local youth organizations and community organizations to help bring down the rate of crime in a community. Taken together, all of this is working. Remember I mentioned bridge repairs? Bridge repairs are up and crime is down all across our Commonwealth. Now we got a ways to go because any crime in a community is unacceptable. It makes people feel uneasy. But we're seeing those rates come down because of the smart investments we're making in policing and in violence prevention under the leadership of Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis and the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency. The work we are doing is paying off. I gotta tell you, I'm honored to serve as the 48th governor of this great Commonwealth. And as we kind of round the bend on the midterm of my first term for you as your governor, I want you to know I'm gonna continue to work my tail off for you, continue to put points on the board every day for our communities, rural, urban, suburban, and to continue to live by 3 letters in our administration, GSD. And since the DA's here, I'll just say GSD stands for Get Stuff Done. If he wasn't here, I might use a different word. The reality is what folks want to see, even in these hyper-political, hyper-polarized, hyper-divided times, is they want to see their government working together to get stuff done. And I think the Pennsylvania model of bringing Democrats and Republicans together to actually solve some of these problems that have existed for decades and deliver real results that are having a tangible impact, that's what folks want. We may not all agree on 100% of the issues, but we can agree that by working together, we can make meaningful progress, not just here in Clinton County, but all across Pennsylvania. And public safety is one of those core pillars of progress that we have, and I want to thank all of our partners here for allowing us to see the results of that hard work. Not just the funding that we've been driving out, but the way the chief and others have used that funding to make a real difference in our communities. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. I know we have a number of local officials who do important work on the ground every day, from the professional staff that support the elected officials and vice versa. I thank you for the work that you do. I'm looking forward to visiting with you for a few minutes, but they make me take questions from some of the media in the back first. So let me take a few questions, then we'll have a chance to chat. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Anybody?
Yes, good afternoon, Governor. Andy Mahal, Chicago Witness News.
Yep.
You mentioned a lot of issues, the bridge, crime, all that stuff. In the next 2 years, is there one issue or a problem that you're focused on in the next 2 years? Something that you see that has not been addressed, like some of the issues you mentioned prior? Anything that's on your radar moving forward?
Look, we need to continue to build on the progress we're making around the same issues I've been talking about, right? Schools and safety, economic opportunity, protecting our fundamental freedoms. And to be sure, we've accomplished a lot together. There's some unfinished business. For example, I think to strengthen the economy, we need to raise wages. We need to finally pass a minimum wage increase in Pennsylvania. I've been for it for years. The House passed it 2 or 3 times. The Senate has yet to take it up. That's just one example. There's a whole lot of work that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be laying out my budget priorities and my legislative priorities in my address to a joint session of the legislature early next month. So stay tuned on that. But what you're going to continue to see from me, beyond any individual policy here, is a desire to get stuff done and a desire to bring people together to solve these pressing problems. We got a really strong track record in that realm, in that vein, and we're going to continue to do that work. Anything else? Okay, thank you all very much. Thanks.